Welcome, everybody. I'm John Byrum with Mike Anderson Productions, and we're here at the Cherry Skyway Festival and Uncle Josh Graves Tribute. And we're here today to interview some of the incredible talent that's heading up the stage out here. And with me today is one of the finest dobro players on the planet, a good friend of mine and a former bandmate.
That's right.
Please welcome Tim Graves.
Good to see you, Big Dog.
Good to see you, buddy. How you been?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Just been busy as always.
Well, you sounded great out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That new stage makes a big difference.
Boy, it does. That's a cool stage. It really sounds good. And last year we had a little trouble with the bass rolling because it was so low, but it's really a good stage. I'm so thankful that they did that.
I am too, because it sounds. I stood out there and watched you guys. It sounded really good. Well, tell us what's going on with you guys, man.
We're just out working on a lot and booking some festivals and got it's odd. The band I've got now, we've been together this configuration about 4.5 years.
Yeah,
and it's most of my bands never stayed that long. They 2 or 3 years and they'd be going to somebody else.
All right.
But I'm real thankful for these guys I got with us right now because it's everything's rolling good.
Well, you got Terry and Don Wayne and these guys, man. They put on a show.
Well,
incredible.
Studio cutting a new album, and so just.
You are. Tell us a little bit about that.
We got a new album coming up, and I've cut 8 songs. I got about 4 more to go, and I got to figure out the songs and then get in and get it back out. So it's just the process.
Well, the thing I really want to talk to you about is this project that you and your brother Ted have going on.
That's a good thing. The Graves brothers. It's we started out and doing a tribute to Uncle Josh on Come On Train. So
right.
He wrote and
you and I have played many times.
We have done that, and it went well. And now we've got another one coming out called Time and Money, which just hit. It went out last week, sometime like that, and it's doing real well.
Good.
It's actually doing a little bit better than Come On Train did.
Really?
I think the DJs are realizing that hey, these guys are for real, and they're picking it up a little bit quick.
I just heard you guys play it live out there. I think it's a great song. Now, did Ted write that?
No, Uncle Josh wrote.
He wrote that one too.
He wrote that one. Ted and his wife wrote Time and Money.
That's what I'm thinking about. Time and Money.
Time and Money. Yeah, they wrote that one.
By Ted and Nita.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Ted here in a few minutes anyway. But so is this something you guys have been planning on doing, or is it something you're going to move forward?
Well, we're just going to see how it goes.
Yeah,
see if we can book some dates, and it's I'm the type of guy. I do things for a long time, but it runs its course, and it's you have to sort of reinvent yourself all the time, and that's sort of what we're doing. I'm not going to stop the farmhands, but if we pick up some dates with the Graves Brothers, it's just another venue that gives me some freshness.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great idea.
It's a good idea, and it does. Ted's got his own band, the Ted Graves All-Star Band.
Right.
And he's been doing that forever, but this is just some freshness for him too. So it's not going to change anything that we do. We're just going to add a little bit.
Yeah, just new territory for both of you. Well, that's awesome, man. That is so awesome.
It's we're just seeing how it's going. It's fun. We go in the studio in Nashville and cut some stuff, and then we put it out, and it does well.
The Graves Brothers.
I look forward every year to coming up here to this festival and listening to you guys play. I mean, I can't get enough of it.
Well, this is the best festival that I've been at a long time. And a lot of people here. I mean, what do you think's out there today? 5,000?
Oh, I said more than that.
Probably more than that. It's crazy.
It's a lot bigger than last year.
Yeah, it's a lot of people here, and it just keeps on growing. And it's just I thank Pam Matthews so much for what she's put into this thing. She has worked herself to the bone, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's a lot of work, but I appreciate her efforts so much.
I do too. And letting us use this museum here to do our interviews. And the Charles Hall Museum, folks, if you haven't seen it, you need to take the time to come
But
up.
this is something that they got everything you want to see. Have you seen our display over here in the other museum in Building 1?
I have not.
It's Uncle Josh's dobro.
Now, I've seen
A
that.
bust of his, and then they got my dobro in there. So it's all on the wall over there. And then they've got in the visitor center, they got the display of Uncle Josh.
Yeah, I was here when you guys did that, when they first donated his guitar in there, his dobro in there.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Really, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
4 years ago, yeah.
It's been a while.
And it's, I'm sure the people enjoy it. I enjoy going over and even just looking at it, even though, I was part of it. I just enjoy looking at it. It's just,
There's so many stories about Uncle Josh Graves that I could tell. I mean, we've had some good times.
I loved him. I lived with him when I went to Nashville in '84. I lived with him about 6 months, and we'd sit at his table. He'd put a dobro over there, and I'd sit with mine on the table over here, and he would show me licks, and he would sit there for hours and show me stuff, and never get tired of showing me. And he'd say, "Now you do it this way," and it was reversed, but because I was looking at it. So when I do videos, I do a lot of videos, put songs on them that people want me to do, and they say, "Why do you have your dobro on a table?" That's the way I learned. And it ain't something that I come up with. That's the way Uncle Josh taught me how to. He just put his there, and I put mine in with that pick.
Well, you learned from the master, didn't you?
I did, and I took him when I moved in with him in '84. I stayed with him about every day that I possibly could that I was around, and I'd take him out on the road and drive for him, and I played guitar with him some, and then I'd take him out on the bus, and I took him to Guthrie, Oklahoma. Him and Kenny Baker.
Kenny Baker.
We've been going out there, and he got to telling me Flat and Scruggs stories.
Oh.
And John, he had me laughing so hard. I was bent over the steering wheel. I said, "If you don't stop, I'm going to wreck this bus." Some of the funniest stuff you've ever heard in your life. And he would just one after another. And I said, "What did you get all these stories?" He said, "Son, when you're on the road like I've been," he said, "it's always something happening." And it was just some of the funniest stuff you've ever heard.
Yeah, I went with him one time to play bass for him over at a Bluegrass Festival in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And he picked me up at the house, and he said, he threw me the keys. He goes, "Here, buddy. Here, biggin." That's what they call me, biggin. He goes, "Here, biggin. You drive. I'm going to take a nap." And he had a 6-pack, and he put his head on it. He went,
That's what, I was 17 years old and he was doing that. He'd get him a 6-pack and he'd lay his head on it.
lay his head on it. Yeah.
Thinking, "Oh, I don't know where I'm going." And he'd wake up and he'd say, he'd be dead asleep, and he'd wake up and say, "Go this way."
How did he do that?
"How do you know where you're at?" And he said, "I've been here so long, he said, just go this way." And we'd go, and it'd take me right to where we was going.
Well, I'm sure if he heard you today, you'd make him proud.
Well, I hope so. He always told me, he said, "Stay with what you learn."
Mm-hmm.
And when I went with William Lee Cooper in '84, I'd been getting into Jerry Douglas a lot. I love Jerry.
Yeah, he's
a genius. I mean, that's just all you can say about him. And I went to William Lee, and boy, and I was hitting all these licks and stuff like that. She said, pointed her finger at me backstage. She said, "We don't play like that." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "If I don't sing it, you don't play it."
She wanted you to play like Uncle
She wanted to play like Uncle Josh, play the melody of the song. I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I went home and I said, "Uncle," he said, "you better buckle down. He's getting to do your job." And I buckled down and I started learning the neck of that dobro.
Yeah.
And that's, it has helped me so much.
Now, you started with Wilma Lee. She asked you to play during the World's Fair in Knoxville.
She sure did. She came to the World's Fair in '82.
Right.
And I was working there full time with my band called Cherokee. And I told the guys, I said, "I've got to go see Wilma." I said, "because I've never met her. I want to meet her." So I went over there and she said, introduced her. I said, "I'm Uncle Josh's nephew." She said, "Yes, I've heard about you." And I said, she said, "Would you like to?" She said, "My dobro players quit me in December of '83. She said, "Would you like to come and work for me?" And I said, "Well, before I say yes," I said, "let me play you a few songs." So I stood there and played for about 30 minutes. And she said, "You'll do fine." And I said, "Okay." So I gave her my phone number. I thought, she'll never call me. That will never happen. November of '83, she called, said, you still want to come to work with me? I said, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So January the 4th, 1984, I went to work with the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
And I'd never been there. And she said, now, if you'll get down here on Thursday, we'll rehearse. So I'll drive down on Thursday and go to Josh's house. And she called me, well, I can't get away tonight. I said, just meet me at the Opry. I said, we're going to just meet at the Opry. And she said, we'll rehearse before we go on stage. I didn't know her stuff. I never,
Right.
I mean, she'd sent me some records, but I just didn't get into it like I should have.
Right.
So when we went out on that stage and I covered her with every lick, she didn't like that a bit.
Oh.
And she said, she took me backstage and pulled up. We don't play like that. And so it was, I see myself on YouTube now playing with her, and I'm real structured as what I had to play.
All right.
And I think back, why did I play it like that? Well, I was just learning that style. I had learned dobro, but I hadn't learned how to play with a band.
Right.
But even though me and you worked together, we were all still just learning this.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
we were just throwing it out there. But with her, it had to be a certain way, or she didn't like it.
Her way or no
Her
way.
way or no way. And so I had to adapt real quick and learn the melody of everything. If she sung da 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 da, that's what I had to
That's
play.
what you had to
That's what I
play.
had to play. And so it was the oddest thing. But it taught me how to play melody on the dobro.
How long were you with Wilma Lee?
12 years.
12 years.
I was with her longer than any dobro player she had. Uncle Josh was with her 5 years. Gene Woodman was with her 7 years. The Carver guy was with her 3 years, and I was with her 12.
Wow.
Jimmy Dickens, little Jimmy Dickens.
Little Jimmy
He
Dick.
come to me at the Opry. He said, I want to tell you something. I said, what? He said, you fit her better than any dobro player she's ever had. He
Really?
said, that includes your uncle.
Wow.
I said, why is that? He said, because you play exactly what she needs. And because she made me play the stuff that she wanted.
You didn't have a
I
choice.
had no choice. It's either play like she wanted to or get out. So I wasn't going to lose the Grand Ole. So I'm glad that I did that, because now I get to draw a pension off the Grand Ole
Right.
Opry.
That's awesome, man. Good for you.
It worked. And I was there for 22 years because I went back with the Osborne brothers.
Right.
I was with them 10 years. And I had to have a group Cherokee rolling. Been on the road 14 years. And Bob and Sonny called me. He said, Sonny did. He said, would you like to come play dobro with us? And I said, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was in the thought pattern of closing Cherokee down because it was just getting hard to keep a band together.
That Benny Bowling was with you.
Benny and,
Yeah.
and I had several other guys. And
Yeah.
it run. I worked a lot. Sonny called me. He said, would you like to come and play dobro with us? I said, yeah. So I said, let me finish up the dates I've got. He said, okay. He said, if when you have a free date weekend, he said, you go with us. He said, if you have a date, he said, I'll just go without a dobro player. I said, fair enough. So that was our deal. And so in January of the next year, I didn't book any more dates for Cherokee, and I went with them full time. I was with them for 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, because you played at UT, Neyland Stadium.
I did.
Right?
I sure did.
Played Rocky Top.
I sure did. And it was wild, boy, I tell you. Linda. I looked up there and I thought, and that was, I'll tell you a funny story about Bobby. We was getting ready to do that show, and Bobby had and we were playing Alabama, and he had a red jacket on.
No way.
I said, Bobby, you can't go out there on the 50-yard line in a red jacket.
Not with a red jacket.
He said, why not? I said, you're at UT, man.
You can't wear red.
I said, you got to have the right colors on. He said, well, what am I going to do? So they scourged around and found him an orange jacket.
Orange jacket, did they really?
And we went out there and played. I said, they'll kill you.
Yeah, they'll start throwing things at you.
I said, Tennessee will come after you. I said, you can't sing Rocky Top with a red jacket on.
Was it loud when you guys were out there playing?
You couldn't hear nothing. It was like it was like 10 freight trains.
Right.
It was so loud, but we did it. It was so much fun.
That's so
Right
awesome.
on a 50-yard line.
I love stuff like that.
Oh, it was funny. I mean, I catch stuff like that. I'm just that way, and I was just laughing myself crazy because I said, Bobby, you can't. It was funny. He didn't mean anything by it. He just didn't think,
No,
He just had a red jacket on. I said, you can't go sing Rocky Top with a red jacket on playing Alabama.
did he have his big hat?
Oh,
on?
yeah, the big white hat.
big white.
It was so fun. I thought, man. But he done so good on it. He just, Bobby was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one, Sonny told me, he said at one time when he was 55 years old, he said there was nobody in bluegrass music could sing like Bobby. He said, nobody. He said, I don't care who you bring up, nobody.
He had that stereotypical bluegrass voice.
He did. And he had the tone with it too. That a lot of people, when they sing high, the tone goes away, not with Bobby.
Right.
It stayed right there, man. It was so good.
Wow.
And I'd be on the Grand Ole Opry stage and playing dobro. I could stop playing if I needed to. And I just stop and look over, and I'm thinking, what am I doing on stage with these two guys? They were so good. I mean, it was just, and then I was just blessed to be there.
What an experience.
Oh, it was so good. It was so fun.
Well, what's next for Tim Graves and the Farm Hands and the Graves brothers? What's next?
Just going to keep at it. I'm getting older. I'll be 65 in December.
Oh, man.
And so I
remember when you were 17.
Yes, sir. I remember David called me up and said, let's go and play some dobro. We and him got together and then got you and Ed, and it was like, this will work. We done it for 3 years.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We had a good time, man. We played a lot of, man, we play a lot of shows. Well, your mother was in charge, was at the paper.
Yeah.
And we always had media with us.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like we were rock stars, man. We'd get more shows with anybody.
We played for Senator Howard Baker.
We did. And there's pictures that we'd play 4 shows a day sometimes.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Absolutely.
And it was like, it was just a great time. I mean, that taught me how to play. Like I said, I got more structured when I went with Wilma because
You had to.
I had to. We were just playing. We didn't understand it as far as, okay, well, this guy's backing up. You need to be quiet. I didn't know none of that stuff. So,
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. It took a little while, but I learned it. I've been with her 6 months, and I wasn't doing good. I mean, I wasn't learning it.
Right.
She told Uncle Josh, if he don't come around, I'm going to let him go. So Uncle called me to the house, and he said, "You're getting ready to lose your job." And so he sat down with me, and he said, "Here's what you got to do." And he told me, he said, "You got to listen on stage." He said, "You got to listen to what the fiddle player's doing." And the banjo player said, "If they're behind her backing up, you don't cover them."
Right.
He said, "You just don't let a rhythm." And it made me understand, and he said, if she takes a breath, you can throw a little note in there.
Right.
And that's what he taught me.
It's still in the hole.
Just fill in the holes. He said, hit the holes. He said, do not hit on top. He said, I can do that. He said, you ain't there yet. And I said, okay, because he could cover a little bit and make it right, but I wasn't there yet. And so, I like I said, I hear myself on YouTube playing with her, and it's like, I understand what he was saying. I understand 100% what he was saying then.
Lesson learned.
It took a lot, but it helped me out. She was a good woman to work for.
I bet.
She ended up being her band leader and in charge of getting the guys to the shows and stuff like that. And that's how I learned to run my band, was working with her.
Well, she was a legend.
She would, and she would stand out there, and I don't care if it was 100 degrees or if it was cold or if it was raining, she would stand there until every person that wanted to talk to her got spoke to.
I see.
And
that's what made her good.
That's why she was a legend.
That's exactly right.
She was great. It was just a great job. I mean, her music was different. It was more of the mountain style, and I wasn't into that. I was into Boone Creek and Flat Scruggs and just, all that hot picking, and I wasn't into that stuff, but I grew to love it. After I was with her a couple years, I really respected what she had done, and her music was just really good.
She was playing what she felt.
She played what she felt, and she would flog a guitar, Lord have mercy, she would just flog it. I mean, she would lock her wrist, and she'd take it from the elbow and just flog it.
Just wear it out.
But it was always so good. It was a lot of learning back from 84 on till 96. I learned a whole lot of stuff about music.
Wow. Well, folks, we've been sitting here with Tim Graves, Grand Ole Opry superstar here, and 16-time dobro player.
16 times. I won 16 times.
16 times. So we appreciate you being here, Tim, and looking forward to hearing some more of you. God, check out Tim Graves and the Farm Hands and the Graves Brothers.
Yeah.